a new iPhone, a designer bag, a vacation halfway across the globe. But have you ever stopped to think how blessed you are by simply drinking clean water or even having a safe place to sleep? Well, while some debate over which iPhone should they buy, mothers in Lebanon debate whether to afford bread or medicine first. And this land of beauty and resilience is quietly becoming a land of despair. And as John Norberg once said, poverty is not just a material problem. It is about powerlessness and being deprived of freedom. Today, I stand before you, not just as a speaker, but as someone who has volunteered, researched, and lived among the very people struggling to survive. Most of the Lebanese people are living in poverty, and this is beyond even any statistics. It is a crisis, one that demands our attention. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on. And then, one of the most devastating aspects that encircles life is the constant need that is not met. And when I'm talking about needs, I'm referring to human rights. First, we have the economic collapse. Lebanon didn't just struggle, it collapsed. Not like a slow decline, but a violent freefall. Now, think with me. What does it feel like for a father to return home empty-handed and too ashamed even to look through his children's eyes? A man who once owned a small store now sells his furniture just to put food on the table. With each item gone, a piece of his dignity is lost. And the banks are now frozen people's savings, and generations of hard work vanished overnight. And what was once a proud, self-sufficient middle class is now standing in lines for food. And this isn't just about numbers on a chart. We are talking here about lives of people. And behind these broken families is a deeper betrayal. The government. This poverty wasn't natural, it was engineered. And Lebanon was not just ruined by war, but by those who claimed to lead it. Political leaders, our leaders, who were meant to protect the people, instead buried the nation in corruption. Billions in aid have vanished, and public money have become private wealth. Instead, the people waited. And while people are begging outside banks, they have treated the government like it's a business, their business. And when corruption becomes normal, poverty becomes permanent. And if this wasn't alarming enough, Lebanon's youth are graduating with the bitter reality of unemployment engraving in their mind. Diplomas become paperweight, and all you get after graduation is, congratulations, now pack your bag and go outside because there's no opportunities found here. Behind this sarcasm is a painful truth. It's not just about job crisis, it is a crisis of identity, purpose, and mental health. Lebanon's youth are full of ambition, now graduate into hopelessness. But it doesn't have to stay this way. There is still a pathway forward. And what now? Do we just sit with the pain and call it awareness? Of course not. There is a way forward, and it starts with us. Let's begin with agriculture. Instead of relying on imports, why not empower our own farmers? And with better tools, fair prices, they can grow more, waste less, and feed many more families, while creating jobs and reviving local rural communities. And this isn't just about food, it's about dignity, about that father who can finally provide without any shame. Now, let's talk about education. What is What if no child had to choose between learning and surviving? Education should come with meals, transport, and mental health support. And our graduates, they need real-world training, job opportunities, and startup support, not more broken promises. And by investing in youth, we invest in Lebanon's future and avoid unemployment. And yes, we must face the hardest truth: corruption. We lose billions, not because we're poor, but because money disappeared. And if we can't trace every WhatsApp message, why can't we trace aid? Tracking systems, public pressure, and online accountability, they do work. And how many more families must beg outside banks before we can call this a crime? And the bottom line is, by tracking such aid, we can make sure that it actually gets to the people who need it, and not straight to someone's pocket. And every small step we take towards reducing poverty is a monumental benefit to our society. Some will say, what can I even do? But the question is the real enemy. Every act matters. Donating, supporting local business, and even speaking out. Because this isn't just about saving an economy, it's about saving life and hope. And let's stop asking, who will save Lebanon? And start answering, we will. So what kind of Lebanon do we want to see? They claim poverty is a one too deep to heal. But let me walk you through a story about two Lebanons. In one Lebanon, children cry from hunger. Parents skip meals, and graduate diplomas, they gather dust with no jobs in sight. This isn't fictional. It is today's reality. And the longer we stay silent, the deeper the pain grows. But just beyond the shadows, there is another Lebanon. A country where families eat with dignity, where education is a right, and where hope returns to every street. Every act you take, that sandwich that you give to a person who is selling on the road, that coat that you donate to a child in a winter day, many of them, they will plant seeds of hope in each of these individuals and many more. Today, 1.35 million Lebanese people suffer from poverty, and 1,500 children, they wander the streets. Don't let anyone tell you that your help doesn't matter, because to them, it means everything. And the problem isn't the lack of solutions, it is whether you are bold enough to act. Poverty in Lebanon is not just about empty wallets, it's about stolen dignity and lost futures. But it can be restored through us. We can support NGOs, volunteer, share stories, demand accountability, use platforms and your voices and your hearts. And when they say this country has no future, but here I am standing to inform you and to insist that we are the future. And drop by drop, the river fills up. So feed the hungry, be the hope to the parents' eye, and return the dignity to that has been robbed. And by now, we can declare that poverty is not just numbers or on a chart, but rather screamed echoing through the wall. If we don't respond, who will? Thank you.